This is Comfort Consultant 847 out here in Chicago. We currently have an 80% BT or 90,000 BTU boiler here. So as we can see, there's going to be a couple little new things here with some of the ways the piping is done. So let me walk you through kind of what we've discussed, what we're going to be doing with this package. And then of course, call me with anything you guys need. I'll be calling you guys on Monday, but just to give you a run through. So our new boiler is going to be about 3 or 4 inches taller. She does want a little bit of space here on the right to be able to clean them spider webs out there, but nothing too crazy. The one extra thing I do want to have us do is get rid of this valve here. So this is a 1-inch old school guy. Really all we're going to have to do is shut down the gas to the building, which comes from right here. Come down, obviously take our union, spin all this apart a bit. Slap the new valve on there. Should be almost the same height, and we've got a little bit of give here. So if it's a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller, we should be just fine making it. So I know that I had about an hour, but we're gonna make sure to do that for us. We really want to make sure that the proper shutoff is on the supply to the house, because this really is the entire supply to the entire house. So better safe than sorry, guys. Other than that, the one thing we're gonna add a little bit differently is we're gonna get rid of this rafter tank. Simple stuff. It's not really supported or anything. It's hanging on the pipes. It's really better than strapping it up. We're just gonna give her a new extra. So what we'll do is cut everything out from pretty much here down, wherever you want to go. All of this is going to go, because obviously we don't want our feed tied into our blow off anyway. So we'll remove everything from here down and tie it into the supply. So our supply, what I'd like to do is either spin it back towards us or this way to cheat back. What I'm really looking for here is a minimum. We want to get 16 inches as a small area. So if we can get at least a 12-inch straight pipe before our new spiral air eliminator, that's going to do wonders for getting the air out. I'm sure you're the guy. But hey, why not explain all the info I can, just in case a helper's watching this. So what we want to do is get it, I'm thinking this way and then come this way, right? Put our air eliminator right here. Get us a 12-inch, come over, come back, and come right in. Depending on where everything lines up, I believe our new hole will be like right here. So that actually would kind of work a little well. Will we have to do a little double back? Yes. But having that long straight pipe before it meets the eliminator will let the air bubbles rise enough to get right out of there. So from there, obviously we're going to get rid of this bad boy, add us a check valve and a fill, and then run that down into the bottom of a T, or side of the T of our air eliminator, and that's put a straight pipe down to our new extra right on the floor, valve, drain. Great. Wonderful. All set to go. So pretty simple stuff on that. And the return does have one extra little thing on there as well. So these are 1 1/4 inch. We go from 1 1/4 inch to 1.5 inch here at this bell. So what we're going to do is take the bell off, add us a T with a drain so she can isolate with another valve here. We can use even just the pressure of the feed. She'll open this up, drain everything out. She's got all baseboard. You know how it gets. Even with the air eliminator, something goes down. It's going to be a pain in the butt for us to service. So we're going to add that in as well. Simple little drain setup. That way she can power purge both zones at the same time. As you can see, these are not the best either. There's not really much of a reason to isolate either one of these zones much, because it's all the first floor. So even just by adding that so she can have the power purge, it's going to help us isolate the system down the line, which it's going to be great. I mean, if anything, we could put a valve on both sides so we can isolate the boiler as well as isolate the zones, so that if there ever is any issues with the boiler itself, we don't have to drain the whole damn system, which would mean you just got to add one here on the supply as well. Simple stuff. Really couldn't hurt. However, the actual isolation factor, I'll leave that up to you guys, because the only thing we did discuss was having the drain in the lock here and the air separator here. However, if we're going to go that far, to not put one more ball valve on that son of a gun would be very silly to me. We might as well be able to isolate it. So, just to review very quickly, we've got 1-inch gas valve we need to have replaced. This obviously will replace the new cock there. This is going to be completely disassembled. Just do the blow off the way we normally do it. What are they doing here? This will be chopped here. Everything from there up to the tank removed. Everything from here over to here removed, giving us just this stump to work on our fill valve over to our separator. Separator, I'd like to have a 12 straight, coming over, back in, and possibly a valve if you can. That'd be great. Then we're going to, on the return, put our drain, our valve, maybe two valves in a drain if you want to isolate both, but at least one to isolate the zones for sure for these baseboard heaters. No question there. wire nut just fell off. This thing really is falling apart. And then just our circulator on a return. I'd love to see it on the supply. I just don't see how we're going to do it properly to help power purge. But it's fine. The pressure with the 17 should be plenty to get everything out of this drain. So any other comments, questions, concerns, please reach out. Something else to note very simply is that we have wet soot in this chimney. It does seem like, and as you can tell, some of this stuff. So I did tell her once we get this done to have a chimney expert come look at this stuff and see what's going on. Obviously, a new boiler is going to help that a little. However, if there's a bunch of gunk and built up stuff in there, we want to make sure she looks into that just in case so there's not a fire or something down the line. So if you guys have any other comments, questions, concerns, again, I am Comfort Consultant 847, and thank you guys so much for everything you do. I will talk to you Monday morning.